When I work with people one-on-one, very often they find me because they need a clearer connection or clearer understanding of what their purpose is or how their purpose manifests into actual action, like what it really means. It's all well and good to have a sense of who you are and why you're here, but if you can't actually translate what that is into action related to the collective or other people or outside of yourself, it kind of misses the mark. And I think a lot of people get stuck in that sort of gray area between those things. So we're going to have another guided meditation today, and my request is for you to be open to whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever comes to your mind. If there's a person or an experience or anything that sort of pops up as relevant to you, take note of that and be willing to go into that. And like always, you'll hear exactly what you need to hear of my words. And don't worry that you're going to miss something. Don't worry if something doesn't make sense in your brain. It'll all land how it's supposed to land. And same for anybody who is getting this after the fact. So I'm just going to invite you to take a deep, deep breath. And you're going to close your eyes. I'm going to have you rest your palms face down on your thighs so you can feel the contact of the palms of your hands with your thighs. Feel free to adjust your position. Feel free to lie down if that feels better. Sitting up is also perfect. Get into a position where you can feel like your body is at rest. And you're going to take another deep breath there. And let that go. And you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale. And I'm going to read something to you while you're in this place of receiving. I pulled some cards before, as I generally do, so it can help me feel connected to what's going on. And a card I pulled today is one that simply says community on it. And it came out reversed, which basically just means we need some protection here around community. And I'm going to read what that means. So just listen and take this in. Beware of compromising your integrity in order to belong. How do you dim your light or change yourself so others will accept you in the group? Do you hide who you really are in order to play a role within the larger whole? This will never fulfill you. Now is a time to assess your willingness to be real. Stand tall. Be you. Authenticity is true self-expression and the only way to empower yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself and step into the role your heart tells you to take. Making yourself small bears too high a cost. So breathe into that. Let that hit you however it wants to hit you. Let it mean whatever it's supposed to mean to you. And as always, when I connect with you, know that you are supported so deeply and that I am being supported in how I am guiding you now. Take a deep breath and exhale. Feel your feet firmly planted on the ground wherever they rest. And imagine that you are a large, old oak tree with roots extending deep, deep, deep into the ground. Deep, strong roots that spread far and wide. And allow those roots to go down and spread out and go down and spread out further and further and further. Feeling how grounded your energy is into the earth. And from those roots, allow energy from the soil that the roots are planted in to come up through your roots. And then into the soles of your feet and up into your physical body. Allow that energy to tingle up through your feet, ankles, shins, knees, thighs, hips, up through the chakra system that we have been learning about, through your root chakra, up through your solar plexus, through your heart, coming up through your throat, and then fast shooting all the way up out through your crown. Allow this energy from your roots that spread out far and wide to encompass you like a sphere. You are now inside of something sturdy. And in the space between the sturdy surrounding of the sphere that you're in, there is a rose gold light shining. Maybe you feel it on your body as if you would feel the warmth of the sun touching your skin. From inside this sphere, I want you to feel more yourself than you have ever felt before. You are not on display here. Here you are in a space that is yours alone. No one else's space, only yours. Inside this space, who would you be? What would you be? What would matter to you? What do you see? Who would be in here with you? And allow yourself to breathe into that space. Take a moment to see what you see and feel what you feel. And take a deep breath into that. Now, with your eyes closed, imagine that your eyes are open. And imagine that your sphere is clear and you can see out of it. But you have this rose color in between, kind of like rose-colored glasses. And if you're looking through this rose color from this space where you feel safe and you are as authentically you as you have ever been before, what does the world outside of your sphere look like? What type of people are there? Are there trees? Maybe the ocean? Are there animals? Who is there? Someone specific? Look around and imagine that you turn 360 degrees inside this sphere, seeing all angles of your perspective. Now, know that if we stay in this sphere, though we may feel safe and authentic within this sphere, we are still in illusion. We are not out in the space of reality. We are still inside of ourselves. And there is a time and a place to come back here to regroup and reevaluate, to know who we are before we step out. And we actually want change in that environment outside of us, to have it look how we see it with the rose-colored glasses, while our glasses are clear or we're wearing no glasses at all. Take one last look from this rose-colored view. And then in your mind, your eyes are closing again. And allow darkness to surround you. Not a scary darkness, just a void, an empty space from which anything can be created. We need not fear the space or the dark. We need dark for light to shine. The dark allows the light to illuminate what we see. In this dark and in this emptiness, you're still safe, you're still authentically you. Release any fear that you might feel in this space of unknown. in the space of the space before. Embrace the love you feel in your heart. And embrace those images that you had, unique to you, when you were inside your sphere with your rose gold light around you. Take a breath, and I want you to feel the energy in your heart center. If it feels comfortable, you can place your hands on your heart, but you also don't need to. You can take a sense of the fact that your heart is beating inside of your chest and feel the blood pumping there. With your hands there, if they're there, or with your attention there, as it is there, I want you to open up and imagine a bright white light coming in the very, very top of your head, the very center top of your head. And maybe as that light enters your physical body, maybe it tingles a little bit. Maybe it's warm. As this light enters you and fills your entire physical body, that space around you that was black and dark is not so dark anymore. What's lighting it up is you. Right from where you exist, you are now shining a light from inside of you. Turn that light on as bright as you can. Turn it on. Let it shine. Now, as that light shines, I want you to consider how it is that you make a difference. I mean, actual actions that you take every day, or things that you feel like you should take, but you don't. This is not a place of judgment, but this is a place of seeing, of looking, of getting clear. How dark is it when you don't shine your light? And what loss is there when you are afraid to shine your light, or you are afraid to take those actions that you know can change the world around you? With that light shining and your attention on your heart, I want you to think of one thing, maybe a person, maybe a hobby, maybe a song, something that brings you joy. That you know when your light goes dark, this turns it back on. And I want you to hold that in your mind. Maybe it's how you feel when you get into a bubble bath, or when you let a song play on Spotify and you let it shuffle to what comes next, and you're pleasantly surprised that it feels like your mind is being read by the songs that pop up unpredictably. Or maybe it's what it feels like when your pet falls asleep on your lap and you don't want to get up, even though you have to go to the bathroom because they're there and they're asleep, and you can feel how much they trust and love you. Maybe it's how it feels when you hold the hand of someone you love, or they give you a hug, or you hear the voice of someone who matters to you over the phone after a long time of not hearing their voice. Whatever is coming to your mind, hold that in your heart and see if, when you have this bit of joy held within you, see if it turns your light up brighter. See if there's another level of your light that you didn't know you had until this moment. and let that energy fill you. Breathe into that energy. While you're in that energy, I want you to think about your day to day. Think about your life, your patterns, what you do when you get up in the morning. What are your priorities? What takes your time? What takes your effort? What takes your energy? Take a quick scan of all of these things. And what I'm seeing is it's like I see my calendar and I see a list of things that I do every day. And there are a couple of things that are sort of popping out as if to say, attention, alert, should your energy go there? And then other couple things popping out and saying, do more of this. This is what changes the world. Allow this to happen and allow this to scan and allow your brain and your heart to travel where you know it needs it to go, to find where your light and your energy is best served. After we have completed this today, this will still simmer in your mind. And if you have intuitive ideas of things that you should do more of or actions you should take, when things that might seem random pop into your mind after connecting with this, listen to them, write them down. Don't immediately dismiss them as irrelevant. Consider them. Our intuition connects after an inspiration. It often takes time for things to land. They need to land in the time that is perfect for them. So trust that you will know at the perfect time what it is that you need to know. I want you to take a deep breath into that thought. And exhale the air out. Before we finish, there's one more thing that we need to hold. This is fairly targeted with where we are today as the election comes up soon. I'm urging you to remember that the popular vote around the election is only a part of how the system works in this country. And that we want to send this light that we've generated and turned on bright from each of us, we want to send it to making sure the electoral votes are where they need to be. I'm picturing a room that looks like the Senate, where people have the opportunity to vote, the electoral delegates, and making sure that that room is full of enough of the side that will vote for Biden and Harris. This means making sure our energy is going to specific states that could be in question. Specific powerful states that could shift the tides for the election. We are seeing increased voter turnout in the popular vote, and we need to make sure that we call in that increased turnout in the states that may be the deciding factor. So I want you to take a few deep breaths into this idea. Picture this actually happening. Take your light and your energy and your power. Infuse it with each person here on this call live, knowing that others will see this after the fact and join their light with ours. Allow it in and create a light around that space, around that future space, or however this vote will happen in this pandemic and in this strange time we're in, whether or not they're not actually all in the same physical place. However that vote happens, send that light right there. And now you can allow yourself to be back in your own safe rose gold bubble again, because you're always there. You're always safe inside there, able to know who your own strong, authentic self is. You're always there. You're only not there when you lose the nerve to be that authentic self. And the thought I'm going to leave you with here, before I bring you back out gently, is that no one can take that away from you. Let no one have the power to pull you off your authentic center. No one and no thing has that power to pull you out of this space. Now remember that your feet are planted on the ground. You have roots going deep. You are stable. You are strong. You are connected to each one of us here on this call, and we're connected beyond to everyone who you know, everyone who you love, and all of the team of guides and everyone you connect with, everyone who makes you especially you. From this safe place, take a deep breath. Allow yourself to come back into your body. Be gentle. Take time in opening your eyes if you need. You can feel the physical space around you before you open your eyes to see it. And when you feel ready to come back, slowly open your eyes, maybe shake out a little bit. Shake your arms, shake your legs, and breathe. Thank you, everyone.